Chief Brian Manley admitted today his officers cannot keep up with all the calls they are getting about the homeless population.
He says they have been inundated since council changed the rules, decriminalizing homelessness over the summer. KXAN's Alex Capriello looks at how police will handle calls from now on.
We're on a downhill path if we don't fix this.
3 months after allowing people who are homeless to camp in most public places, and 1 day after the governor called on Mayor Adler to find new solutions, Chief Manley is now weighing in.
I have suggested that we put the old ordinances back in place while we work through a final solution.
The chief said they've been overwhelmed with calls since they started enforcing the new rules back in July.
We see a lot of individuals who were living off the grid, living out in the woods, living out of sight, have now moved into public space, onto sidewalks, under bridges, because they can, because the changes to the ordinances allow them to do that.
There was more focus put on them by the general public and thus more focus put on them by the police.
Along with his recommendation to prohibit camping downtown, Chief Manley clarified guidelines for officers. If someone has to step off the sidewalk, step over someone, or if someone in a wheelchair or with a stroller can't get through, it's a violation. Same thing for camping, and they'll be watching if people are too close to the road.
Chief Manley asked people to stop donating large furniture items like couches and mattresses. He says they carry diseases and bacteria and cause a public safety risk.
I think there's a difference between giving and giving strategically. I think just giving is great, but often it can actually create dependence and it can create problems for people who you're giving to.
People I spoke to say clarifying these new rules is a step in the right direction, but it won't eliminate the real problem.
That will help, but you're still avoiding the root cause. I believe we need to rescind the ordinance and ban camping on the streets downtown Austin.
Alex Capriello, KXAN News.
Mayor Adler thanked the chief on Twitter tonight. He says the guidelines will help officers with enforcement. He told the chief, "You'll get whatever you need." Last month, Austin City Council members approved funding for 30 more police officers as part of this new city budget. But the chief says it's going to take a while to see any real changes. That's because the department has more than 100 open positions. They say they are constantly trying to hire and recruit new police officers.